Hello, this is Amanda Crotty. This week's Code Lab had us work on two Android starter apps. The first one is this Blur-O-Matic app. So the task for this week is to learn how to use Work Manager to manage your backgrounds tasks and processing. So I started by downloading the starter apps for not only the Blur but the WaterMe app, and I updated the SDKs and verified that the Gradle version and everything was working correctly. There was some deprecated code, so I replaced some of that too. So the first major step is pulling in Work Manager to your project. So we created this build worker class, and we configured it for at first we used notifications for the Blur, but then we kind of upgraded it to Blur in real time, so we didn't need that. Let's see. Um, and then integrating the dispatcher. So the data builder objects are let's see. The data builder gets done. Let's see. So we've got the save file worker. I was tempted to update this, but it's kind of overkill. So let's see. Okay, sorry. I noticed that I wasn't using the image URI, and that was because I forgot this step here. So in the end, we kind of start with the cleanup. I thought that at first I was a little confused on that, but we start with cleaning up old files, so we have a worker for that, and then the repository is managing all of this, which I also thought, okay, that sounds a little strange, but I think it's just called repository because it's managing the data in the file in the system. So in a way, it does act like a repository, even though I don't see a database here. So it's like the access. So what we start with is the cleanup worker. We have a work request to clean up temporary images, and then we have the work request to blur the image, and then we input the image URI. So that was one of the steps, was passing the data with Data Builder, and then we have the continuation, and we use then. So we we set up the builder. We have continuation is the cleanup worker, right? And then we say continuation, then blur builder. So and then um, the final worker to save the image, continuation, then save. So we set up the save request, and then we add it to the order. Once the order is built, then we tell the whole list of workers to start working. So we add them to the queue then. So that's how we're chaining the workers. That's kind of the second big takeaway from this class. And so yeah, the work manager is as they explained in the tutorial, it's a great tool for managing the backgrounds. It's a lot less code for you as the developer, and a lot less stress because it just automatically requeues, it automatically reschedules, and it doesn't use any resources on the operating system unless that's available. So there's a lot of work that the worker API is doing for you. So I didn't, let's see. Okay, so I heard and there's the notification. The cleanup files started, and then there's another for notification that it's saving the image, and it's supposed to return to us a blurred image. And so it's kind of hard to tell there, but I think if we synchronize this, you saw how I had many images and now I just have this one blurred image here. And then, so that did update. I'm not sure that there are actually levels of blurring, because like I don't really see anything here, but let's just give it another. And so yeah, I'm not sure if it's actually, if this project is actually set up to blur the image or not, or if it's just me. But so this was a good exercise, and I did like enjoy. I did enjoy learning about. I love learning about these APIs that make your life easier. So I will be back with the second app, the WaterMe app, which is actually a pretty good application for me because I love gardening, and it's on my list of things. Like if I could just add plants that I have and manage their watering schedule better. So I thought that's really cool that the final project is something that I actually want to work on. All right, thank you.